gonna take over the next year. Okay, no, you go back.
That's what I'm trying to
Good
have.
job, though. Thanks, man. Hey,
This is
that
what
was a good job.
This is what I do.
Thank you.
So
Now that makes me feel like I don't put my work in.
and we
haven't
haven't
like that.
we haven't established this yet, but my name is Paul Emerson and this is my father's.
Right.
And he wants to go by the name of Asar, so that's what I respect him as. If I use his name is Asar. He's my father or my dad or any other title that is earned by a parent. So just so that we're clear, so you're like, who's this dude just walking in the camera? Paul Emerson.
That's my son. That's correct. And we have other stuff too. And we're not trying to make money. We do this because it's spiritually ordained. My desire to put this stuff out for people is my real serious want to change the world. And I'm not even trying to tell nobody anything except that you should be your own God. That's all. And you should be in control of what you do because you're going to be the person held responsible for it. So just like what my son was saying, if you let someone tell you never eat a chocolate cookie, you should let them tell you never eat a cookie first to begin with. Alright? Unless hit it on where it should be. People are so quick to let someone entice them to do certain wrong things and never get at the good advice about doing good things because they've been fed the rituals of finding right or greatness in the wrong thing. For instance, Christopher Columbus having a holiday and everything when you know he was a barbarian. You see what I'm saying? So my point then is that, going back to just what my son was just saying, where he got to come up to him, no matter how he feeling in his heart, it's what he do, the actions. See, going on that, I know that thoughts creates ripple on the subtle side. So by you thinking it, it will motivate you to actually bring it into manifestation. That's the reason why I always tell my son, if you control your thoughts, you can control your actions. And the minute you start having those thoughts that you know are going to lead you down the path that you might have to stand accountable for, and you be on the negative side of somebody said, now you knew when you did that you got a warning from your heart that this is probably something you don't want to be held accountable for. Let's think about this before we do this. But you go ahead and let your body say, you been really good for the last 3 years, just this one thing, come on man, let's have some fun for a while. You know, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. My grandmother used to tell me this all the time. She said it didn't matter how many times that bucket came out of the well with water, as much as it mattered that one time it came up dry. I couldn't understand that when I was a young kid. But when I got older, it made a lot of damn sense. Let me tell you what it means. It don't matter how good you been. When you do wrong, you still gonna be held accountable for doing wrong. So all you Christians, you see, that's the problem. You run and ask for forgiveness and you think that's it. No. 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 You will be held accountable. Now let's get it real serious. Christianity was a vehicle to help perpetuate the hatred of the melanated people on this planet. It's real simple. I ain't gonna even give you the Bible and teach you that because all you guys sitting up in the Christian church, even you black people, hate each other. You know it. When was the last time you spoke to the person sitting next to you in church? I know what you do because I was there. I was in them churches. That's why I don't go anymore. I know exactly what you do. You smoke cigarettes, you drink alcohol, you fornicate. All those things ain't worth going to hell over, but you believe that you would go to hell for doing that, but you still do it. And I'm not afraid to go to hell for doing those things, and I don't do it. Because I ain't got no Jesus that I can run to and ask for forgiveness. I know that if I do that, I'm going to have to be held accountable for it. So I don't do it. Because I know I'm going to be held accountable for it. I don't care how much I get on my knees and pray to some make-believe. It could be Kermit the Frog as far as I'm concerned. You might as well go and put Kermit ass on that cross if you expect me to bow down to it and ask it, oh, forgive me for shooting those 3 people. Keep real. Ain't nobody gonna forgive you for none of the things that you do. You will be held accountable for everything that you do, whether it's good or bad. If you do something good, you'll be rewarded for that. If you do something bad, you will be punished for it. I hate to tell you guys, but that's the way it goes. Jesus is not going to save you from anything. Nothing. Because if he was, you wouldn't have to get up tomorrow and worry about going to work to get your money to pay your bills with, because you already have everything that you need. And guess what? It was like that at one time. until the people that look like Jesus came along and changed all that. Okay, so let's get it real. Problem with the world is that the Iceman has came out of the caves and froze his assets on everybody. Problem with the world, you can't do nothing without paying them, and they're greedy. They're greedy as hell. Greedy as fuck. And we're all suffering. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go search yourself. Go hit the dictionaries. Hit all of the just start with capitalism. Find out what capitalism traced back to. I bet you go right up to Russia. I bet they'll take you right up to the Ashkenazim and European. You'll go right up to the Khazars. You'll go right up to the Rothschild. It leads you right to the head of the organization of Zionism, Nazism, all one big package, Marxism, all that shit. All together. All the asses went into Africa and tore Africa up, enslaved everybody in Africa, came down here to North America, South America, same thing. All of this clip down here is all one. All of the clip up in Africa is all one. All controlled by Europeans, building prisons, concentration camps. Murder is the design. Murder, poverty, sorrow, tears, and bloodshed is why this earth is saturated with all the grief that is saturated in right now. It's from the political machine of the Europeans that is just got their feet on everybody's neck. Even the other white people that's too damn stupid to know that, because they so happy to be white.
Yep.
So, you know, it's sad.
Imaginary value.
That's what you was talking about.
It's imaginary value.
And it's a damn shame, because with the drugs, the bad food, the bad propagandas, the stupid TV shows, okay? Now here, watch this. Look what they did. Now, you competing for opportunities to excel. What they're doing is giving all the jobs to the women. As soon as you have affirmative action, or as soon as something comes in where they gonna push a pencil and say, well, we ain't hired enough minority, what they do? They gonna hire a white woman. She's considered a minority. Or they go get an islander that just came from freaking, he ain't been here yet. And he out there, don't even know.
Like in Detroit, when I graduated from high school in Detroit, and I went into the gas station to buy charcoal, and I walk in and I asked the Arabic guy if he had charcoal, and he like, no, you don't have no charcoal. So I was about to leave out, but I'm like, you don't know. So I actually took time out to go look for charcoal, and I found it. So I take a bag of charcoal up to the gas station, to the cashier, and tell him this is charcoal, and give him money to pay for it so I could go home and barbecue. And I leave the store thinking to myself, why is it that I have a high school education in the American system, age 24, competent, maybe not the most intelligent person on earth, but at least competent enough to know what charcoal is, but I don't have my own small business? Why is it that a foreigner that can't even speak the language doesn't even have to know how to actually speak English or write English, but is in a position to run a gas station in a neighborhood that is not his own? Why isn't he in his own neighborhood running his gas station so that the African American community could have African American people in their gas stations running their own?
Let me answer that quick for you, okay? Your last part was the answer. Why isn't African American owning their own gas station, and why should we have to be called African American? Why can't we be called the names that we were before we went through all the bad stuff that we went through and still going through, because we still trying to own up to titles that make us remain property.
Right.
You see, but the answer to the question is because that Arab that you see running the corner store, or that Jew that you see running the corner store that we know ain't even a Jew, we know he Ashkenazim European, Khazar European, okay? Because the real Jews never existed. We know it came from the Hebrews who were black people. We know all that. Me and you know that. We ain't going into that.
Yeah.
But my thing is with the Jewish people, the Arabs, okay? And then along with that, wait, it's another, the damn, it's the Arabs, the Jews, the other regular white people that we call Christians, right? Okay. And then you got, you name it.
All of them.
All of them in the cities. One purpose in there is to make sure that the black man and black woman don't do well. So what they do is this. when you get through with the Jews, stealing everything they can and denying opportunity, you know. And then you got the Arabs doing the same thing. Only they work together. Right. See, they got the whole world thinking that they fighting against each other in the Middle East, when what's going on is that these governments is all selling their war supplies, and because they tell you it's gonna be one world government. So if it's gonna be one world government, why is all the world governments fighting each other right now? It seems to me like if we all gaming together to become one world government, you should be all sitting down kicking it with each other.
Under diplomacy,
right?
Not under war.
It shouldn't be at war. But see, what they're doing is, yeah, it is one world order, and they are perpetuating war amongst the masses because they're killing as many people as they can and stealing all the riches while they can. And now watch, let me explain something to you. They are so crooked while they're doing this, they're terrified of each other. Yep. You got the federal government and the state government not knowing what laws they're going to pass. The states say marijuana is going to be legal. The federal government say no, it's not. So you see now that there's deterioration and decadence even inside of the infrastructure administration. Yep. Do you get what I'm saying? So the fact that they've implemented small scale cells of control in the neighborhoods, but so many neighborhoods all around the planet where it's spreaded. Do you see what I'm saying? It's spread. It's just, see, that virus spread out of the caves of Europe and came all over the whole planet. Exactly. So even though they tried to control it, the problem was is that it was a virus. Yeah. And see, a virus will always make itself entice the thing that it control to act like it. Exactly. You see what I mean? So now you got the inner city people acting just like the government that has corrupted from the top down. So now that's the reason why you got sons stealing money out of their mother purse, daughters tricking with their uncles. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all corruption. So you planted that seed, and that's what we have now. So now the only way that's going to get changed is that somebody going to have to come along and say, you know what, we're growing something different this year. We done grew this crop for this crop, not even the crop. We done grew this crop for the last 15 grand. We gonna grow something new. They come up with new world order, and we know they ain't no new world order. It's the same bullshit, disastrous. Let's murder everybody, build more prisons, lock everybody up, still torture, London Tower shit. Okay, the same old beheading stuff that's went on in the freaking medieval days, of what they call the Dark Age, medieval. All that still here. Still here. You're not chopping nobody's heads off with a sword, but you drop a bomb that blow people's whole bodies up. Yep. You see? Just straight into atoms. Atomized, not even obliterate, but atomized them.
Drop a bomb that etches their shadow into walls.
Ain't that something? Yep. So now they back to the point of the earth, living, having thoughts, having a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? All that. Everyone gonna have to understand that this stuff that's demonstrated through this weather is the act of God, because of the things that I just described that's a part of this treacherous system of our social decadence. It has to be eradicated. It has to be. If mankind doesn't come together and understand that it's a big need for everybody to come together in the unity of sincere God warmth, a universal warmth, the type of warmth that you can see in the operation of nature, where the trees know how to exist in the forest with each other, where they can all strive and support each other. That's what I'm talking about.
Reciprocity.
Right. See, if we can't get back to that, and one way to get back to that is give respect.